Hey, welcome to another great edition on Pat's Soundbytes Unplugged podcast. Keeping new music alive is what I do on the radio, on video, or whatever it takes. You know what I do. And I found my niche, and I got a returning guest. As you see, I got the shirt, Jeff Carlson band. I got with the Yesterday's Gone, which was his album that I want to say his debut album, maybe like in 2021. And he's got this killer track, Promise the Moon. And he's got a live thing going on, a single release party this Thursday. So we're going to talk to Jeff about all of that because it's been a while since I have spoken to Jeff. But as you know what I do, now there's no video yet for Promise the Moon, but I'm going to play a little bit of the track so you have an idea of what we are talking about. Because once Thursday comes, I'm going to play the crap out of the track on my radio show on the Fox, my new radio show. So looking forward to that. And of course, as I always say, it's all about the numbers, folks, for not only for Jeff, for me, for anybody in the music world. So I encourage you to go to his YouTube channel and definitely hit the subscribe button. But let's play a little of Promise the Moon. You're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, fasten your seatbelts for this. Okay, how cool is that? I want to play the whole thing. I want to just crank it up, but can't really do that because I want you to go out and buy it. All right, where's my man Jeff Carlson? Come on back, brother Jeff.
Hey, Pat, what's up, brother?
Oh, man, great to see you, my friend. It's been a while.
I know, right? I'm so thankful you had me on your show, and I can't thank you enough. You do so much for helping guys like me, man, and I really appreciate it.
Well, we're going to, hey, now, look, I can't get the smile off my face when I talk to folks like yourself that I know I'm doing a great thing by promoting you, supporting you, and blasting it. So everybody, not only in New York, but all over that listens to my show are going to get a good crank of Promise the Moon. My goodness, Jeff. I know I heard the track, as we mentioned off the air just a minute ago, that it was on the album, and good luck finding the CD in the mess of my office here. But I remember it. I remember playing Over the Shoulder. I remember Fire. And I said, I've heard this song before, but now to really listen to it. And the first thing I thought of was like, Promise the Moon. You know, it's always under the interpretation of the listener. And I'm thinking, well, how many people have promised me the moon? Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I promise you, I'm going to put you on any trunk and all this bullshit. And then, then you end up writing a song and it's like, yeah, not really that, Pat, but it's always, you know, I'm a lyric guy and I want to close my eyes and try to understand it. And certainly not what I was envisioning, but it's a great track. So talk to me about a little Promise the Moon.
Well, you know, believe it or not, Pat, this song was actually written when I was 19 years old. And wow. I had a band. My first original band was called China Blue back in Springfield, Missouri. Well, me and the band and I we all wrote this song. And it was about a heartbreak. You know, back then when you're a kid, man, you know, everything is
I got lots of holes. Let me know I've been married for 30 years. I tell my wife, there's lots of holes here.
I know, right? So yeah, I mean, we all sat down and it was, the band broke up couple years later. But the thing is I've always believed in the song, and I've always thought that with the right arrangement, it was a different arrangement back then, but I rearranged it and basically rewrote, a couple of lyric spots, but I always thought it was really, really a good song to have, some sort of future to bring it to people, and this particular song, even though I recorded it with the same producer, Brandon Wolf, on the last album, Yesterday's Gone. He actually put together there's two versions of it on Yesterday's Gone. There's a band version, and then there's the orchestral
right?
version of it. But this song, yeah. But this version of it, I recorded it like a year and a half before we even recorded the last album with Brett Hanson in Las Vegas from Audio Arts. He did a fantastic job on it, and I'd been sitting on it and it was just doing nothing. So I thought, you know what, now'd be a perfect time to just put it out there. And hopefully you guys like it as much as I like it.
Oh my goodness, I love it. I mean, for folks that, like I said, it's been a while since I got a chance to talk to Jeff and play the track. So it gets me motivated, it gets me fired up. If you want great melodic rock, it brings you back to the late 80s. Well, this is the guy that's got it. Radio friendly, great hooks. He's got an amazing vocals. He's an incredible songwriter. And I mean, heavy, really good guitar, a great backbeat. I mean, it's like I get goosebumps when I was playing it before, getting ready to chat with you. I'm like, wow.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, buddy. That's you. Sammy Hagar loves that. He always calls it, if you got goosebumps on a track, you know you did something right.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm sure a lot of our listeners can relate to it. And, you know, an independent artist like yourself, you know, you want to do everything to get it out there. And there's so much great music. Like I said, I found my niche, as you know, and I'll do everything I can to scream and shout Promise the Moon. Is there I know you're doing a lot of back and forth with the renovation of your house in Vegas and stuff. Is there a plan for maybe putting out a video for it?
Well, I've actually got a lyric video done. My daughter did it for me, believe it or not. And it's going to go live on Thursday when the song goes live on all major music outlets. You know, I'm actually going to be, you know, getting the house finished hopefully in the next couple months. And once that's done, I'm going to be doing some shows depending on, you know, what's going on. I'm putting together a brand new band. My last band, it just didn't work out. We had we did a whole US tour, and I'll leave it at that. It just didn't work out.
I remember that because I was going to get to Pittsburgh to see you and
Jeff.
Was a
great show, man. We had
Jeff Westlake, and it was like I said to our friend Doug, I'm like, let me know ahead of time. And then it was between my work schedule and a kind of a surprise birthday for my daughter. There was just no way I was going to get to Pittsburgh, stay party with you guys, and get back in time. Dad would have been in the doghouse. I would have been another shot in the heart here. So sometimes I got to compromise, but I would have. I know it was a great show, and looking forward to you catching you on tour. And if I got to get out to Pittsburgh, I'll do my best to get out to Pittsburgh. Talk to me. You mentioned the single release party, which is actually this Thursday on the 16th. So I'm going to get done chatting with you and get this out as quick as possible we can encourage more people. Now, is that on your Facebook Live? How does that work, Jeff? And what time is that going to be?
Well, I've got a fan page called JCB Army. And yes, I took it from Kiss, but
I don't think Gene would mind.
But yeah, I'm going to be doing a live stream, and it's going to be an acoustic show. I'm going to be playing and talking to all my friends and everybody about the single, and hopefully you guys will like it and go get it on social media, or you know, on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, or Apple Music, whatever, you know, Deezer, all the major music outlets. And it's at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which I believe would be like 10 your time.
10 my time, right? And Pat would probably be heading to bed about 10:30. So
I don't blame you. You can catch it the next day. It'll still be on the page.
Well, no, I'm gonna try to get on for at least a while, but I'm also gonna promote. Grab your link and put it on our pages. So after our chat, I want to support that as well. Are you working on? I mean, a stupid question. a great artist like yourself. Are you working on another album, an EP? What's going on in your world?
I'm taking one step at a time. First things first is I got to get my house finished. Once that's done, I'm going to regroup, and I'll be writing a new album at some point this year. I'll be starting the writing process again. As far as who's going to be with me playing wise, I don't have that, lined up just yet, because there's a lot of things that have to fall in place first. I'm thankful for all the support you've given me and everybody else out there, man. And I don't want to put something out just to put it out. I want it to be good.
No, I don't blame you.
Anything I've ever done. So I'd rather take my time and really do it right. And when it comes out, it's well done.
I was rocking the Saturday Nights All Right with Jeff Carlson. I thought that was pretty cool because it kept you relevant. And I caught you a couple of times, and I said, "Oh, there he is. He's still out there." So that was cool.
Yeah. And probably by October, I may be doing some acoustic shows. It might be easier to just go out and just start playing acoustic shows, depending on who it's with and where it's at and all that, the details. But I'll always be relevant doing something, I'm never going to not do something, so it's just a question of what it is.
No, it keeps your Jeff Carlson band army going. Like, hey, where is he? What's going on? So I think it's great. I think this track was a great release. I remember Screaming Inside, right? Was that the track?
Screaming Inside,
Well, even this track, boom, you just jump right into it. It's like, wow. It's like, oh, whoa, here we go.
Yeah, that song, I wrote that back in 2001, believe it or not, when I got sick with Crohn's disease. And
I remember that. You remember
that. And I wrote it because I was, you're frustrated, you just want to go, what else can go wrong here? Without your health, you got nothing,
Exactly.
But I think it's always positive to turn a negative into a positive. That's the biggest message I try to give out. I've done a ton of interviews. Yesterday's Gone, the song, it's all about hope, man. It's about giving people, the light at the end of the tunnel, so that's, hopefully I'll keep, that's my main drive as far as that goes.
Well, now you said that, I remember our first time we chatted was Jukebox Hero, featuring our buddy Frank Hannon of Tesla. And you told me the story about your dad and going to see Kiss, I want to say. And you kind of made it a tribute to your father, going, look,
I did,
right? I got that story right?
Yep, that is correct. Yep. Yeah. And we got to do what moves us, and that really moved me to do that, so if there's not any conviction in it, I won't do it. Because people will see right through that, man. You've got to have passion in what you do. That's just the bottom line. That's how I've always been believed.
No, look, when it comes like this, if you love what you do, like we do, the rest, it doesn't matter what anybody says. And I agree with you. I could not, I've been working on Squid TV, my little project of MTV, for now 2.5 years, from talking to my lawyer, from talking to artists like yourself. And all I wanted to do was, like, I play the videos, to support artists like yourself and get people to hit the subscribe button. And you can't imagine the crap I went through of, who owns the video, copyright infringement. And I'm like, I'm not trying to make $1. I'm trying to do the artists go, yeah, go do it. And then, I'm getting like hit up left and right. And I'm saying to myself, is it all worth it? And then I'm like, fuck them. I'm going to do what I got to do. Excuse my French.
Amen, brother.
I'm like, you know what? I'm like, you want to sue me? I talked to my lawyer. I said, am I going to get sued by MTV? They go, no, they're not calamari. They're not Squid TV. You're Squid TV. So, I'm like, I gotta, but I want to do it right. I got a nice logo. I got a good opening, tune to go with it. I just want to do it right. I just don't want to throw something out there just to throw it out there. It just doesn't, that's just not me. Right. I've been promoting it for the last 2 years, but people are like, what happened? And I go, it's going to happen. it's a matter of time. It's going to happen. I'm not going to throw it to the wayside, but I want to make sure. I'm a perfectionist. I'm like, I would be too anal to throw something out there. And because I want to make a big announcement, I want to do it the right way, get people all like, what the hell is he doing? What's that crazy New Yorker doing now? And whether they like it or not, I really don't care. I'm just going to do it because it's supporting not only, you know, great artists like yourself, but even the national acts. Because I wanted to, my buddy Billy Gibbons is going to be the leadoff guy because Billy's got 20 million followers.
Exactly.
So I said to Billy, and he's like, go do it, man, go do it. And I'm like, so when Reverend Billy says to do it, I got to do it. So
absolutely.
Yeah, baby. How did you get through this whole COVID headache? I mean, I remember yesterday's Gone, the album came out, I want to say 2021, and then there's COVID, and then you're trying to get a tour, and you know, that whole headache. You got through it.
Yeah, we got through. I got through COVID by doing live streams, you know. And it's a really good way again to keep in touch with everybody and you know and stay semi-relevant, you know. I really enjoyed doing the live streams. They're a lot of fun, you know. As far as touring goes, we did that tour last year. You know, it was really good because I got to see people I haven't seen in probably 30 years, man. It was really cool. But as far as the band situation goes, you know, it didn't work out. So
we don't. I don't want
to regroup. Yeah.
I don't want to touch on the whole band thing. I like the fact that you went out, you got a chance to actually promote the album and the tracks of the album. And how was the feedback? I mean, you got great feedback.
It was great. Yeah, we went over really well. And I think it was really cool of a lot of people out there who'd never heard of us to come out and see us. And it was, you know, I mean, we started in Denver and we went all the way to Pittsburgh, right outside Aliquippa, right outside of there. We went down to Nashville, played Memphis, played Missouri, where I'm from, played my hometown originally, where I was born in Savannah, Illinois. That was huge. I hadn't seen people there in probably 30 years. And the place that hired me was my dad's best friend in high school.
Wow.
Basically the whole town. And he brought me in, man. And it was really cool. I hadn't seen him since I was like 15, you know?
I mean, look, you can tell me there's nothing better than a live performance feeding. I mean, even though the folks don't know the song, but just having that energy of a live audience, and you're going, man, this is what it's all about, right?
It is. Yeah. I mean, we had so much fun. I mean, we went all the way, and we ended in Dallas, Texas, and at Fort Worth, actually. And it was a learning curve, definitely. But, you know, it's important to learn what not to do just as much as what to do. So I'm very happy, man. I can't complain on as far as the people go. The people were great.
Look, you know, we live and learn every day. I tell my kids sometimes you're going to fail, and I say failure is good because you're never going to do it again, and we learn from it.
Absolutely.
And your situation with a band, it's got to be a family, and everybody's got to be in tune. It is a family, and if somebody's not going to fit in or don't want to go in that direction, you know, why waste your time and everybody else's time? So I know you're going to regroup. I know you're going to find great artists that are out there because there's a ton of them out there. And I mean, who doesn't like what you do? My goodness, your songwriting. Well, let me talk about your vocals. How are you keeping your incredible vocals in shape there, my friend?
Well, believe it or not,
you're hanging out with Mark Slaughter out in Vegas. Now he's in Nashville, but
yeah. No, I haven't talked to Mark in quite a while, believe it or not, but I'll touch base with him, you know, sporadically. No, you know what? Believe it or not, my daughter, she's been kicking me in the ass, making me do warm-ups, you know, and you know, there are times when prior to that, maybe I wasn't as disciplined as I should have been. So it's really opened my eyes to help me keep my voice in shape, you know, and it really helps, man. Every little bit helps, you know, and stay away from alcohol, stay away from sleep is a definite, you have to have sleep. That's my number one thing. And yeah, water. Just drink water, especially when you perform. That you got to. I mean, I love to have a good time, but I'm not gonna sacrifice my voice or my, the quality of the show just to have a good time.
Yeah,
So
those days are long gone. They were
yeah, for me
yesterday's
they are.
gone. And no, you
Yeah,
know what? Even for myself, I see a difference if I don't, even do just a little warm up or just. I mean, I have a
yeah.
drink once in a while. I mean, the day that I'm in bed by 10:30, the latest anymore. It's like pretty funny when we're out late. I'm going, wow, man, this is crazy. But yeah, no, talking to
Say boy.
Mark, talking to our buddy Mark Slaughter, I said, Mark, how the hell do you do it? And he says, Pat, he says, talking is worse than singing. He says,
It can be.
singing,
Yep,
he's
right.
like, I could do 10 interviews in a day, but I can't go into the studio after I get done doing an interview. And he goes,
Right.
even when I do a show, and I met Mark at a show
Mhm.
after a show, and he says, I just try to keep the conversation at a minimum, especially if I got another show, I'll come in a couple of days. Not to be, I say hello to the fans, I take pictures, how are you? But I don't get into a whole, blah, 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 blah. He said,
Yeah.
because that's my instrument besides playing. And,
Yeah.
we all live and learn. And I remember I met the great Paul Rogers, and remember Paul said, man, water and sleep. He
Yeah.
puts the blind mask on, and he says, I got to get 8 hours of sleep. I exercise. He's a big yoga guy. His beautiful wife, Cynthia, is an exercise person. And she keeps him in shape and her in shape. And
Same with me. My wife's she used to teach Pilates, so she makes me go to the gym 3 days a week and walk on the treadmill, and just kind of just keep mobile, man. Keep wiggling, as my old trainer used to say.
Talk to me. Talk to me about the songwriting. I guess we kind of touched base on it. Songwriting, like yesterday's gotten like a tribute to like your dad and stuff like that, is really therapeutic, right? For the
Oh
most
yeah, it
part.
can be. Absolutely, it can be. And I mean, there's songs on there. There's a song I wrote called "Never Be Another You" that'll be on a future release eventually. You can. I mean, I wrote it in 1994 of a past girlfriend. My wife hates the song because of that, but it's got there's some
It's got the
there's some really,
ingredients
it's
there,
still a
right?
good song. You know what I mean? A good song's a good song. So
Right.
I feel like I write on my acoustic, and then when it's time to record, if it's not a ballad, I'll rearrange it and make it what heavier or whatever. But I draw from inspiration of what you feel at the time, as far as, okay, like Enemy Within, that was one I wrote. I had the riff for it years ago, and then I just basically rewrote it. And what I don't like to talk political or anything like that, but I tell you, from all of the crap this country's been through, man, I was really trying to figure out a way to write without offending anyone, but yet stay true to what my heart was telling me. You know what I mean? So I try to be considerate of everybody, not just, selfish on any level, but at the same time, I try to write with passion and how you feel, and I don't think you can go wrong if you write from the heart. And that's what I always try to do.
Right. And as the singer, you have to sell it anyway. You're not writing for somebody else to sing it. So people get it when you're singing it, and they see the passion and the emotions that come out of it. Yeah, it's just, I don't know what's going on in this crazy world, fighting in the Ukraine, those people. I mean, I said to, I want to say Edgar Winter. I met Edgar, just a great guy, had a great interview with him. And I said, Edgar, what's going on? I could go to a concert, whether it's 50 strangers, 100 strangers, 10,000 strangers, and for an hour and a half, I could have the best time of my life with everybody that surrounds me. And we're high-fiving, we're singing the songs back. We forget about everything that's been bothering us. Why can't we just carry that outside the doors when we leave the venue?
I know.
Why can't we just, I'm done with, people hitting the horns, or, I open the door. You want to go. I'm getting way too old for getting into fights and worry about the stupid shit in life.
I know. I'm with you. 100%, man. I'm so right there.
And so many
Yeah.
artists like yourself have put out wonderful songs, as you just said, of, I don't even put the news on because it's just so depressing.
Oh,
Show
I
me
know. It's all bad.
something good. It's, we're
Yeah.
bombing this, inflation's bad, we got no money, the homeless, to this, the immigrants. I'm like, what happened
I know.
here? Would
I know.
somebody put me in perspective?
Exactly.
It's like crazy, but yeah, it gives you more opportunity to look back and go, man, I gotta, when something bothers you, you gotta. Do you jump out of bed, Jeff, and grab the recorder, grab your phone, and go, holy crap, I got something like this? Like,
I
honey, I
really
don't mean to wake you up at 3 a.m, but I gotta write this down.
no, I don't do that. But what I'll do is I'll start with a germ of an idea, basically, and just build on it, bit by bit. And sometimes it hits me. So, and I gotta write that. At that point, I do write it down, but it's not at late at night or anything. It's usually when I'm working on the song or whatever, and I'll
Okay.
put it down and I'll come back to it, and then I'll. It's like anything, you mold it, man, and eventually it gets to a point where you're okay. That's I'm happy with that. Let's leave it at that. I mean, Fire went through a transition of, oh my God, we had so many different versions of that, and finally we came back to the original version where it was like, okay, that's leave it at that.
That's usually right. Usually the first take, or the first idea is always the one, and then sometimes you get off the beaten track, and then maybe the producer goes, "All right, enough."
Yeah,
the general contractor. Yeah. Let's go back to where we were at the beginning.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's what makes a good producer, correct?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Producers are the other half of the equation that people don't realize that make or break bands, as far as the production part of it. I mean, it's we were lucky, my old lead guitar player Robbie, his son Brandon, he actually plays bass in a band called New Year's Day. I don't know if you've heard of them or not, but
I have not.
They're a bigger, younger band, they do festivals and things like that. I think they're signed to Universal, but he's amazing, and it's cool to have someone that can make you sound contemporary without losing your identity, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And he actually fit the bill on that. He really helped us out with that last album.
I know we have a buddy, a friend together, Mr. Jeff Westlake, and Jeff is an incredible producer. Some of the
he's great,
artists that he's worked with, that I'm like, you put this together. I'm like,
he's a great guitar player too, man. We did a Kiss song together called "Shout It Out Loud," and he also had me play or sing on a song called "Got to Choose" off of their Hot and Hell record. He was doing, so I don't know if he's putting those out or what he's doing with those, but I helped him out do those. That was a lot of fun.
No, I think it's important for somebody like Jeff that's toured the world, knows the business inside and out, and has the passion for going, trying to get them out of their box per se, to make it a little bit better and improve. And I said to him, you got to have great listening skills, but you got to, you got to know what they're driving for without influencing your, what you're thinking. You follow the line, but you try to throw in little bits and pieces in the ingredients of the whole entree to come out. And he's done a terrific job with one. I know one band, Mojo Alice, is like, oh my God, Jeff.
Yeah, those guys are awesome, man. Yeah.
Who are you? Who do you listen? Do you put on the radio, Jeff? And is there somebody that has caught your attention, whether an old band with something new or a new band that's out there?
Obviously I'm a huge 80s fan, 80s and 70s, the classics. But as far as new bands go, I really like, they did Simple Man. Who was that? Shinedown?
Oh, yeah. Shinedown.
Yeah, they're a really good band. I like them a lot.
Brent and I know what you're talking about.
And I mean, I always listen to, Tesla, whoever,
Right.
I mean, Frank's my buddy, man. I love Frank, and I wish I wish I was gonna be in Vegas. I'm up at our cabin right now in northern Arizona while our house is being fixed, as luck would have it, they're playing a residency at House of Blues naturally when I'm not there.
I
like,
finally got to meet Frank at a Tesla show last May in Pennsylvania. I said, if I got to drive 2 hours, damn it, I got nothing going on. I'll meet Frank Hannon. And what a terrific dude. I mean, I met most of the guys in the band, and it was worth everything. It was worth a great time. And the place was packed. I mean, it was just, it was a few. There was a couple of openers, but Tesla, I mean, like, I remember when they first came out, I'm like, okay. And then I see them open for like Def Leppard, a few, but for some reason, it's like something lit. The rocket ship left, and they're playing great. They got some really good new tracks, and it's like, wow, where did this come from? So I'm happy for him. I encourage Frank. I'm like, dude, I was playing his regular. His father-in-law, the great Dickie Betts, is his father-in-law, and he encouraged him to go out and do whatever you want to do. And Frank was hesitant to singing, and he put out a couple of tracks, and I started playing the tracks, and I gave him a list of 70 songs that he should cover. He's like, email me a list. So I emailed him a list of songs, and said, where the hell are they, dude? I said, I just want credit. Awesome. I just want a little credit on the liner notes, courtesy of my man Pat. But
right.
He's a busy guy. He's slowing up a bit. He had the podcast. He's got the rescue dog named Patrick. He came came up with Octopus, an instrumental named Octopus. I said, are you stalking me, dude? What are you doing here, Frank?
I think he got bored and thought he would try something new, which I think it's amazing. That track is killer, especially because he did everything himself. I'm like, dude, that is really amazing, He's
one of a
He's so amazing.
He's one of a kind.
One of my best friends in this business, man. He's just a great guy.
Well, we gotta talk to him and Brian to get you to open for them guys. Music.
Yeah, it'll happen. It's when. It's not if, it's when.
I'll have to get
once in Tucson, and actually Frank and I, we did a private party up in Sacramento in 2019, and I actually sang "Coming at You Live," the whole Tesla set, everything, all the major hits. And him and I and JT Lux played together, and it was
JT Lux. I met at the show, and I'm like,
JT's awesome.
He's a great guy,
great kid.
Yes. Yep. Well, my friend, you got this single release party this Thursday night. Yes, we could go follow you on. So again, is it on what app do we go to?
We go to JCB Army on Facebook Live. Facebook. Yep.
7 p.m. Mountain Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yep.
Promise the Moon. You got your daughter is involved now. Now you're in trouble, man. Now you're
right.
Come on, Dad. Again. Well, I'm going to try to get on. I will definitely get on. I don't know if I can hang out the whole time, but I will get on. Man, it's always a pleasure. I know Jeff is on Spotify. He's on Instagram. He's on Twitter. He's on YouTube. He's on Facebook. Jeff Carlson. His website, jeffcarlsonband.com. Go support this cat, man. He's a hard worker. He's a great guy. You listen to the tracks. I can't wait to start cranking a little Promise the Moon and get a little bit more snowball effect. And look, my door is always open. I got the shirt. So we're ready to get you to the East Coast.
I know. I'll get there. It's just a question of when.
Once the house gets settled, once you get settled down, you call your brother Pat, and we'll get you out there.
Absolutely, buddy. Thank you.
Always enjoyed the conversation, right, my friend?
Absolutely. I'm so happy. Thank you, brother, for having me.
Doesn't get any better than this. My man, Jeff Carlson, rocking the world here at Pat's Soundbytes Unplugged Podcast. Get ready to Promise the Moon and crank it up.